good commercial questions. I know Frank's here. He's got an 8-acre farm. He's really getting his thing going. Let's talk a little bit about what I told Frank the other day with where we are now in the harvesting process before we close up. So that way we can talk about the harvesting. You guys have seen Frank's place. It's been on the last couple of videos where I'm walking through the field. Say hey to Frank. That's Frank's place. If you guys want to reach out to him, he's in the members area here. And say what's up. He did actually say that, you know, potentially here pretty soon was going to be wanting some help. You know, so because even myself, although I was able to come this time, it's something that now my field is super bushy, and I spent a whole month carrying and drying his greens, that I just want to make sure we start getting other people that are able to come out and do this work too. Because so 2 years ago, he planted trees, and they got to be like this, really tall and lanky. And I saw this whole process over the course of 2 years. And every time I drive by it, I'll text them and be like, they're looking good, man. And then what he did was, boom, he brought it back, which was really good of him. He brought them back to about knee high. And I didn't actually really tell him that. I noticed that one day I was driving by and I saw that they were already knee high, and I was like, yes, because then I knew what was going to come next.
So in that state, do they have two choices? They can sprout from there, or will they die back and regrow?
They're only going to die back and regrow if you're doing it when they don't have wood.
Oh, okay.
If they don't have wood, if there's no wood, and you're doing it like on the microgreens kit, and it's still really green, they're going to regrow from the root.
Okay.
Unless you hit it after that first leaf.
All right.
If you hit it after that first leaf, then it'll sprout in that moment, that first collar. They call it a collar, because it actually kind of looks like a collar, and actually it's pretty cool because it even looks a little bit like a heart. And then this is actually where the shoot will come out. The new shoot will come out. This is where the old stem was, or this leaflet, this little leaf comes out of here, right? Out of the first collar. Once you say like pop the top, then the new branch is going to form at the collar, at the tip of that collar right there, at that pineal spot. Boom, it's going to pop out a whole new thing. And that's what this is right here. Right. And so now he had 1-year-old trees, 1 year. He hit them. They had wood on them, and they were tall and lanky. I watched them the whole time as they were growing. It took 1 year. He planted them in, and even a lot of them might have even been planted from a stick, you know, that was down here. He might have just put the stick in the ground, and that stick reformed a whole new tuber, formed a whole new root system. And he probably already put a stick with wood already on it in there. Some of them could have even came from, I think some of his first ones even came from his trays that because he would come out here and throw me some trays. This was when I was like, I just switched to grow Moringa. I just kind of got out here, switched to grow Moringa, just started getting that co-op going. And I was in need of trees in pellet trees, lots of pellet trees. Remember the pellet trees with the little biodegradable pellets? I've since moved away from doing the biodegradable pellets myself. I think mostly I just have a real sensitive area here because of fungus and heat and water, and also my schedule. I don't really have a really good watering system set up. I still have an overhead system. The dunking method works really well, the dunking method when you dunk it. But Frank came over with a bunch of pellet trees and even just like trees in trays. And I think a lot of his first trees even got started from those that he had left over. Either way, at the year mark, whichever way, sticks or from seed, he cut them back to knee high. So now he's got a tree that's knee high, and they started splitting like this, which was great, right? So they started coming up like this. Nice, right? So now here we are in year 2. We're here now in the second year, because he went through the first winter. Now we kind of went through the second winter, and now we're coming out the second winter, really going into fall. And his trees were really big. And that's when I was driving by about 2 months ago, and the heat, and it was really heat. It's been really hot here. So now they were really starting to pop, and they were really bushy. I mean, really bushy. About 2 months ago, they were really bushy. And so I said, I could help. My racks are dry right now. My greens, I've already been hitting my greens, and my trees are really light right now because I've already pulled, at that time about a month ago, I had already pulled maybe about 50 pounds off of my trees from February, March, April, because it was a very mild winter here. And so I came by over this last month,